We'll just wait. Right. Just wait for people to come online. I can see it here. It's weird. There's a bit of a delay. Trust my dog. Oh, we've got people watching now. Erin's on. Let's wait for some more. Right, we're ready. Hello everybody and welcome to Tune In Tuesday. So for those who don't know who I am, I'm Claire and I'm an educator for Nail Gaga. And tonight we are going to be doing a couple of demonstrations, quite simple techniques that are easy to do in salon, and it's just basically marbling with Jell-O. What I'm going to do is do one design which popped up on my Instagram, and Star asked by special request for me to do this one, so that's why I'm here tonight. And I'm going to be using our candy floss and our little black dress. So I'm going to straighten with the demonstration. Just hang on a sec, so I'm going to turn my iPad down because I don't like listening to myself talk. That's it. So first of all, I'm going to start off with the lighter colour, and the reason why we start off with the lighter colour is because if we're going with the dark one, what that does is then it contaminates the lighter one. So you want a generous amount, and we're just going to dab it in different places. Now don't go in too thick, because if you do, then when you come to do your marbling and then you pop it in the lamp, then it can cause it to wrinkle. So wherever you want it to go, and with this particular design you can't really go wrong. It's just basically a really simple technique and you just go with the flow. So all I'm doing is just popping on the colour, and then using our fine detailing brush, we're just going to be using the tip, and all I'm going to do is just literally drag the colour into one another. Now be quite gentle with this one, because what you don't want to do is merge the colours too much, because if you do, then they're going to blend too much into one another and they're just going to basically go into one colour. So as I've noticed there, I need probably a little bit more pink, so just pop that in there. There we go. And just keep dragging it through. There we go. A little bit more. Make sure that you go right round the edges. Now, if you're doing this on an acrylic nail, that's absolutely fine. You don't need to put any base coat down. You can just go straight onto the nail, one coat, and set it in the lamp. Now, if you're doing this on a natural nail, obviously you would you'd put your base coat down first. Now, one of the things I need to point out to you is when you're doing this kind of design, you get like little air pockets or bubbles. So you need to hold it up into the light and make sure that there's no air bubbles about, and just literally dab your brush into those air bubbles to make sure that they disappear. Make sure that all the edges are capped off. Like so. Okay, so that's the first one. I'm just going to pop that in the lamp for 30 seconds. Now, what I'm going to point out to you is I'm using one of our fine detailing crystal brushes. Now, when you're using this, make sure that you've got 2 different ones for the different types of mediums. And what I mean by that is I made the mistake, I bought 2. And you're going to wonder why, you're thinking, why have you got 2 brushes for gel? I bought one for paint and ended up dipping it into gel by accident. If you're using a fine detailing brush for gel, keep it just for gel. If you're mixing it with paint, then you will ruin your bristles. And it's always a good idea to have 2, because when you've got your wingman with you who always needs a spare brush, then, and she's leaning across you when you're at work, Fran, yes, I'm talking about you, then it's always a good idea to have a couple. So now that's set in the lamp, I can go ahead and pop on my top coat. And again, make sure it's all covered and set that in the lamp for 30 seconds. Has anybody got any questions? Can't beat a bit of marble. No, you can't, Hayley. Yeah, but it does feel strange, Erin. It's weird. I'm a bit nervous. Oh, Lilia says, is Claire doing nails? Oh, I can't believe how many people are watching. This is crazy. This is crazy. Right, so I'm going to do the same design again, but what I'm going to do is show you by adding a little bit of glitter to it. So same again, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to decanter some silver slipper, and I like to use our lids for this. They always come in handy. So a little bit on there. Don't know what's happened with that one. I'll just give that a quick wipe. And go in with the black again first. Or should I say, it should have been pink, but never mind. And again, just using the tip of the brush just to bring the colours together. Again, like I said, there's no right or wrong way of doing this, and it's really good effect. Now, when you're doing these designs, I would always recommend that you use a light colour and a dark colour. If you use 2 colours that are very much the same, then you're not going to get a really good dramatic effect. I'm just going to pop that on the lid so that I can pick it up from there. There we go. Again, making sure that there's no little air bubbles. Like that. Has anybody got any questions? Just pop that in. Marbling, you can't go wrong. It's a really, really simple design. People think that you've gone the extra mile when you do things like this, and it's always a head turner. People are fascinated by it because they're like, how have you done that? So all I'm going to do now is just pick up a little bit of silver, and I'm just going to literally drizzle that through, and you'll see how it transforms that marbling again. Marbling is really good if you're using it with white, with a really nice striking colour, such as probably your pink, coral reef, anything like that. So there we've got the marble design with a little bit of glitter. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that in the lamp and set that. Oh, Star, you missed it. I was just saying that this is by special request. Star was looking through my Instagram last week, I believe, and spotted quite a few designs. I've been saving them up, don't ask me why, but I put quite a few designs on Instagram, and she saw this particular one and said I'd like to see that one done. So yeah, that's why I'm here tonight. If there's anything out there on my Instagram, if you want to hop over to my page, it's Cuticulture, business name there. If you see anything on there that you really like, that you'd like me to do another demonstration on, then I'm sure that that can be arranged. So again, finish off this design. We're just going to pop top coat on. And pop that in the lamp again for 30 seconds. Right. One thing I will point out with this particular design, because you're going in and you're just putting one coat on, it can feel a little bit bumpy. Now, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I always get my spongy file out and I literally go over the top once the top coat's been applied. They're falling off. And then I go back in. So once it's nice and smooth, I will go back in again with my top coat. If I can find it. And finish it off like so. So it gives a little bit more of a smoother finish. And then set that in the lamp. There's lots. Oh no, I think I'm going to be here for the next few weeks, Erin. It looks like there's Star's seen a few ones I want to do. She wants me to do a demonstration on. You're probably going to ask why I've got two hands different, and it's because I have to do my nails in stages, because when I'm busy I just don't get time to do my own nails. Right, so on the next design, again using fine detailing brush, I'm just going to give these a wipe because for some reason I've picked up some dust. I've prepped two tips in white cotton, and this next design is a slightly different technique, and it's what I would call a classic marble. So if you imagine, say, your little stones, marble stones or marble work surfaces, this is the effect that you'll get. Obviously not the same, but this is the kind of effect that I like to go for. Just think it's really, really effective. Now with this design, like I say, I've prepped two white tips in white cotton. I'm just going to decant a little bit of gel onto a lid and a little bit more of the pink. And then this time I'm going to put top to bottom over the white. And I'm not going to cure this layer. I'm going to leave it as it is. Make sure it's really covered well. And this is where I see a lot of mistakes happening with this particular design, because a lot of people will either try to do the design over the top of the tacky layer once it's been set, or they'll do the design over the top of the already cured gel polish and you don't get the same design. What you want the design to do is literally flow, and the uncured top to bottom helps that to flow. So just picking a small amount up, I'm going to start off with the black and I'm just going to drag it through. So you'll see straight away how it starts to sort of spread a little bit. So using the uncured top to bottom, I'm just going to literally drag that through. And can you see how the marbling effect starts to work? It's really effective. And this is one of my, I'd say, favourite techniques. Everybody loves this one. So just keep wiping your brush in between to take off any excess. And just use your brush to drag the colour down, because although you've got these bits here that are white, you don't want them to stay completely white. You want them to look a little bit more authentic. So that in itself is a really good design just to leave as it is. Or you can then start going in and adding a little bit more colour just to be a little bit more adventurous. So with a little bit of pink again, just dragging it through. Again, you don't want it really to be in the same place. You want to blend it out a little bit. And just keep wiping your brush and taking off any excess. Like so. Has anybody got any questions? But I mean, look at that. Look at the difference between the two. Obviously, it's both different marbling techniques, but both give really, really good effect. It's easy to do, it's simple, and you could probably get that in a normal treatment when you're doing a full set of nails, and charge a little bit extra for it as well. So I'm going to pop that in the lamp again for 30 seconds and just get that set. So has anybody got any questions? I think you should do a rose quartz marble nail. I would do, but I've not actually got the right stuff with me because I'm doing this at home, so I've got a few bits and bobs here. So just to let you know, guys, I'm doing a couple of courses next month, starting with manicure. So if anybody's interested in starting a nail career, manicure is taking place next month on the 11th of September. And then we're starting off with the beginner's acrylic course on the 19th of September. And in between that, popular demand, everybody's been asking me to do the e-file course, which is taking place on the 18th of September. So if anybody's interested, the details have been shared to the Nail Gaga page. So feel free to ask any questions, or if you want to message me personally, that's absolutely fine. I'll be free to answer any questions. I'm just going to show you this design again, because now that's set, I will actually just go over it with top to bottom again, because I want to make sure that that colour's sealed in. Like so. So I'll pop that in the lamp in a minute. So I'm going to go over it again before I put my gel top coat away, and I'm going to go over this second one. I'm going to use the same again, but then I'm just going to incorporate a little bit of glitter to show you the difference. What it makes. So going back in with your darker colour, with the black. Keep wiping your brush in between. And taking off any excess. A little bit more down here. Has anybody got any questions? You need the guinea pig, Haley. Where'd you get the pink stand from? Ali, have we got any? Are they on the website? I believe they are. They should be. I think under the nail art section, the stands, and we also do them at the beauty show, which we will be at in October. They're great because we also do a display case for these as well, because they pop off. The display cases that we've got, which I've not got on me at the moment, once you've done your design, you literally pop it into the display case, and the display case has got a cover on it. So it means then people can just pick up the display case and they're not actually picking up your designs, which is a great idea. I love this because it means that you've got 5 to work on. You can just keep going and keep going until you get your designs right. So with this one now, I'm just going to add a little bit of sparkle. Just a tiny bit, not too much. And look at that. Look at the difference between the two. I don't love a good marbled nail. They just look so effective. Yes, Nadine, the click-on nails, they come in a pack, and you get a couple of display stands and a packet of tips actually inside it, but you can actually also buy the tips separate as well. So I'm just going to pop that in the lamp for 30 seconds. And whilst that's doing, has anybody got any questions? Anybody? Yes, our ambassadors. Congratulations to Emma, Haley and Fran. Welcome to the crazy team. Right, so they're now set, and I'm just going to pop a top coat on the second one. And then pop that in the lamp again for 30 seconds. And all I can hear is my dog snoring. So, is anybody... Hello, Fran. I didn't know if you've managed to get to watch tonight. Jade, we do our courses... they're not online, sadly. Courses are held at my salon in Hillsborough, in Sheffield. The manicure course is a 1-day course, and the beginner's acrylic course is 5 days, but it's spread over a course of 2 to 3 months. So it's spaced out so that you can get time to go away and practice and do homework. I'm trying to think what else to say. Right, so you'll have to excuse me, I'm still a little bit nervous, new to all this. Right, so I've done those designs, and I'm just going to take off the tacky layer. This one here needs a little bit more filing. So whereas those, because they've been marbled into the top coat and then I've topped them again, they're really, really nice and smooth. But this one, because I've used a lot more gelor and it's a little bit thicker consistency, I can see that it's quite a few bumps. So I'm just going to give that a little bit of a buff with my spongy. Make it nice and smooth. Actually, don't look bad if you were doing it as a matte finish as well. And this were one of the other questions that were brought up recently, is how do you create a matte nail? Easy. Once you've put your top coat over your design or over the top of your gel nail, just go in with your 180 grit sponge and wipe over with some cleanse. Because what you're not doing is you're not eating your way through the colour or the top coat, you're just literally buffing over the top, and that way you get the matte finish. So equally that looks just as good as a matte finish as it does as a shiny finish. So I'm just going to pop some more top coat on there. And there we go, that one's finished. What do we think? Has anybody got any questions? Is there anything else that they'd like to see? Going back to the stands, we'll be at the beauty show in October. Can't wait to go. I love the shows. It's mega busy, so pop over and see us. We'll be doing live demos. Katie says you're not doing too much of a bad job filming. I'm terrible. Oh, Erin says get your guitar out. So I'll just wait for that to finish. And there we go, the designs are complete. And there we go. So those are the ones that are on my Instagram. The lady who had them done, unfortunately, because she works in catering now, and this was one of her favourite sets of nails, she's now not allowed to have colour on, so she's back to plain nails. And this is definitely her go-to design. It's just so eye-catching, and it's just, like I say, it's so simple to do. So if there's anything that you'd like to see in the future, if you want to pop it onto our page, or if you want to comment tonight, and then we can get that arranged, I'm sure we can get that organised. Has anybody got any questions, anything they'd like to ask? Craig's not getting his guitar out tonight.
I'm available for hire.
Oh, apparently Craig's available for hire. So what's that, for guitar or for filming?
Filming.
Well, some people might get to see you at a beauty show because you're coming to give us a hand, aren't you? Well, I'll get you in your red t-shirt. I'm sure that'll look good.
Looking forward to it.
Right, so yeah, just to recap, I've got courses running next month. Like I say, it's manicure, beginners, acrylic and e-file. So if you've got any questions about that, give us a shout. That was a quick demonstration. I know it was quite a quick one. Really easy to do. If you've got any questions on that, feel free to give me a shout. Short and sweet tonight, but I hope you enjoyed it. Please be kind, be gentle on me, as it was my first live feed. Quite nerve-wracking because up until last night I was absolutely fine, but then this afternoon I was just trying to talk myself through it. And although you do this on autopilot every single day, you just get used to what you're doing. So then when you're trying to explain to somebody in front of an audience, obviously through Facebook, and you've got a lot of people watching, it can be quite daunting. But I've got a good teacher. Erin gave me a bit of a pep talk beforehand, so but I hope you enjoyed it. And again, if there's anything that you'd like to see in the future, then please give us a shout. I'm just going to quickly see if there's anybody who's got any questions, but other than that, short and sweet tonight, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye.